my God. So first of all, this is a very special treat. I have my best friend, Sophina the Diva here.
It's me.
She's all the way from LA. She's here and I am so excited.
Thanks for having me, Katie. Green. This is an honor. I wore green for her.
Yes.
And this is Care Bear.
You are the first guest to have really understood the assignment, okay? Favorite green thing, and she's wearing it. I love it. I love it. Ooh.
It's for good luck.
Good luck.
We need it.
Yes, we do. We do. Oh my God. So, how are you? Tell me about. Okay, first of all, let's do a debrief. So you came over here for my double quince.
Yes.
And I'm so excited. It was very successful.
It was. Yes.
Yeah.
Katie was stressing in the beginning.
Yeah.
Per usual.
Yeah.
But it turned out really amazing.
You don't have to talk to the camera. You can talk. You can talk to me. It's okay. You don't have.
I'm used to talking to the camera. I'm also an actress, guys. So I like the camera. But you can listen to my voice, I guess. Hi. Do I look okay?
LA is in the building, babe.
Literally. Okay.
LA is here. You were the first LA the first. I almost said LA comic. I'm like, yeah.
Well, I am funny, just as funny as all her comedian friends. Yeah. You guys heard it right.
Just as funny, if not funnier. Ooh, shade. But yes, I had so much fun. You were basically my maid of honor.
That was like a trial run for
that was
an actual maid of honor.
That was real trial. And let me say, check mark, boom.
I think I did. It was only one day prior to preparing. So
yeah.
With what time I did have, but I like planning in different ways, like and organizing. I'm a big organizer, so
yes,
I enjoyed that.
Yes, I'm opposite. This is where I feel like we are quite yin and yang with what we do and how we do it.
Yeah,
I've always been not great planner, disorganized.
You're still very organized. It's just you're not good at time.
Not good. Time. What is that?
Time for me.
Time
is a very essential.
Time is a social construct.
But I realized I thought it was only me when I plan things with you. I plan it on a different time and I tell you a different time.
Yeah.
But come to find out, all your friends do that. So they learned Katie too.
I know they're so good at that. But I had so much fun. It was absolutely amazing. Yeah. I feel like a woman now. I feel like this is really. I feel like I'm like, wait, can I do anything? You know.
What do you think you can't do?
Well, you know what? Sometimes you kind of just need that push to be like, you're ready. You're ready to adult now.
Oh,
you know?
30.
At 30. At 30. I think you can do it, girl.
I think 30 is literally the new 22.
I think it is a new 22. Because you know what? Also, moving somewhere, trying to learn how to do stuff, living away from your family is super, super hard.
Yeah, but you've always been very independent in that sense.
Yes.
I know it's super hard, but you're still very...
You know, when the little things, I feel like I need somebody to help me with certain things, like things around the house.
Oh my gosh.
Or maybe, painting.
You did a good job.
But things like that, I'm like, I'm not good at doing. And I think when you get older, you kind of get that confidence to be like,
I'm good at this and I'm not good at this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We just can't be good at everything.
No, we can't. But you're so good at organizing.
Yelling when need be.
Yelling. Oh, you're good at that.
Rallying everybody up.
Good at that. Yeah. Does it feel like you're far away from home when you're over here? Or does it feel like...
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
No, because I feel like we're always go when we're out here. So then whenever I'm go in LA, I don't really talk to many people either.
Right.
So it's just been I'm just really busy. And then at the end of the night, I'm like, message you. And then I'm like, oh wait, it's a different time zone. But actually it's been working out well for me messaging everybody.
Yes.
It's just at the end of the day when we come back very late, 4 a.m.
Yeah.
yesterday.
Oh, and it's perfect for 4 a.m. We came back 4 a.m.
4 a.m. And she still wanted to party.
Did I?
I came up to you. There was 3 people that were like, okay, we're going to go, yada, yada. And I was like, okay, cool. And then I was like, okay, Katie, I'm calling the Uber. You're like, we're leaving already? And I was like, it's closing in 5 minutes.
No sense of time. I'm like, we just got here.
Yeah. We were there for an hour. It wasn't that long, so I get it. But it was closing in 5 minutes.
Right.
Yeah. So.
This is so great. This is also so amazing that you are here to celebrate because we've had so many milestones in our friendship.
Yeah. You want to know how Katie and I met?
Yes. Oh yeah. Let's talk about it. This is a camera moment.
This is.
Oh my God.
I want to hear your version of the story.
Of how we met?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, this is good. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard your version. I don't know if you've heard my version either.
Not many people ask.
No, they don't.
Because we say college.
We do say college, which is correct, but.
So we were in a class together.
No, we weren't.
Yes, we were.
What class were
That
we?
theater class.
Wait,
remember?
which one was that? Was that the weird one?
The weird one that I excelled in. Remember that weird one with the guy with the sticks?
Oh my God.
Okay, so basically, Soph and I were in a theater class together. It was like this.
I don't remember that class.
We were at UCLA. Okay. It was a class for our theater minor. Yes, you did. And basically, it was so. I don't know how to explain it.
It's a very weird class.
Very weird class, but like comedy based. And it was I took his classes. I took this guy's classes.
You took more than one of him?
I took every quarter. I took his class. But it was very selective. He was very selective of how you got into the class, but also who he picked and who he allowed in the class. Yeah. Because you couldn't enroll in it. You'd have to kind of audition.
Right.
And it was just the walking around doing the improv, and I loved it. I loved it. But I remember you were in the class. And you had been.
What did I do? I'm so intrigued to hear the story.
No, but I had known you already because you had been dating one of my best friends.
Best friend. Yeah.
So I had seen you, and this was very early days with you guys.
Okay.
And I went up to you and was like, "Oh, are you like you're Soph?"
Oh, I do remember that actually.
Yeah,
I do remember.
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, you're Soph," and then we had to do all these kooky things together. So I feel like that brought us together.
Yeah.
But then we just clicked.
Yeah.
I can't remember the first time hanging out by ourselves or.
Honestly, I feel like we got close once him and I broke up and I graduated. Right. We got really close.
Yeah.
That's like literally the bonding. Wow, that is so crazy. I do not remember that theater class.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That's why it's really interesting when you learn other people's stories because it's like so different than what your story
What was your story?
Okay, so I literally do not remember that class whatsoever.
Oh my God.
I remember a weird class. And then now that you say, I do remember you saying, oh, you're Soph. Now I remember that.
Yes.
But my moment when it was like, Katie Green was him and I went out for Halloween.
Yeah.
And then we went back to his place to watch a movie or whatever. And he's like, oh, Katie's texting me. And I was like, oh, Katie. Oh, yeah, Katie. He's like, oh my gosh, she just asked me, does Soph like me? And I was like, why would she think if I did it or did? He's like, I don't know. That's Katie. I was like, yeah, tell her I love her. Oh, because no. So rewind to basketball game. So it was you and that other girl at the basketball game.
Yes.
And we were there and like you end up seeing like, oh, hey. And then we like said hi or whatever.
Yeah.
So I remember like briefly like chatting a bit at that moment, and then that's when like at night he was like, we had just seen each other or something like that,
right? And
so he's like, that's why you had said like, oh, does she like me? And I was like, yeah, like why would I not like her? And so that's when I was like, Katie, I was like, that's the first time, opposite sex friends in relationships I feel like are very difficult sometimes because I think both parties need to respect each other. Yeah, like the boundaries.
But also they need to really understand what that friendship is. Because I struggle with this a lot because a long time ago, I overheard somebody saying there's no dynamic of a man and a woman being friends. Like always one likes the other slightly more. Okay. And I used to be like, oh, that must be true. But then I think my friendship was like he was like a brother to me. Yeah. So I think that's.
But didn't you find him attractive at first though?
Oh yeah, I found him so attractive.
So then right, but I think that's how it becomes friends, because you find like you may have found him attractive.
I do get that. I do, because I remember going up to him like it was like zero week.
Oh yeah, I remember you told me that.
And I had a basketball and I was like, hey, obviously. And then we just become really good friends.
Right. But I think like, so some people say like, oh yeah, one person always likes the other person. I think that can dwindle, but I think there is definitely truth to the whole, like someone does find someone attractive at some point in like in the beginning, Yeah. Unless it's just like you guys become partners in like the class or something. Right. You're kind of forced to be friends. That's another like dynamic. Right. But I don't know. Yeah. I just think the boundaries part when it comes to like opposite sex friends in a relationship is sometimes a struggle because not everyone knows what the boundaries are.
Yes. I think it's hard as well because opposite sex friends, you kind of know that person is always going to go to that other person when with problems, especially if it's a girl problems.
No, so then after like he had like read your message when you said that, I was like, I like Katie.
Yeah.
Because it just showed me like, you know, you still cared about like what I thought, and it wasn't just like a you and him thing.
Yeah.
And like excluding me.
Yeah.
So I felt like part of like the group.
Right.
You know? So yeah.
It was always so weird though with him, because I feel like a lot of my guy friends, I'm so like overprotective.
Yeah.
With who they date. You and I connected from the get.
We did.
We like, it was just like oh my God, that really brings back memories.
It really does.
You know what? I don't know if I ever told you this, but it's my biggest regret. I think in college, your viral floor routine.
Okay.
I missed it. And I've never told you that, and it's made me so sad. I was at the meet, and I left to go do homework.
Homework is very important.
It was.
We don't want you failing classes out here.
Yeah, but
who would have thought that would have gone viral?
I know, but I keep on. I'm like, oh, every time I'm always like, I just wish I could rewind, and it always makes me so sad.
Oh,
it makes me so sad thinking about.
I think when we talk about like just sad, that you don't need to be sad about. Just throw that in the bin.
You know what? I hate missing memories. I hate missing like.
I get the FOMO, but that wasn't a FOMO moment. You know? It's on YouTube.
You're right, and I show everybody. I'm like, when you were around, but you Soph, my best friend. See, you seen the video. You seen it. Everybody, like Sophina DeJesus. You seen her, Sophina the Diva. You know her, okay?
It's me. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Okay. No, don't worry about that.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
It's fine. You don't need to be sad about that. Like be sad about other things. That's not a sad moment.
I remember being sad, but I just
in the moment that's fine. But you don't have to continue being sad about it.
I think about it. It keeps me up at night. But yeah, we really just clicked.
Yeah.
But I think it's because we're different, but also so alike.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
we're both weird.
We're both
similarly and differently.
Yes. We're both really true to ourselves and how we are.
Right.
And I think that's what makes us so close, because we're both like, this is who I am. If you don't like it, well, that sucks, and I might cry about it. But like, I'm not gonna change it. Like,
we cannot change that.
This is who we are. Like, and we're both loud. We're both out there.
We're very loud.
We're
definitely. You're more troublesome than I am, but we still are both like not afraid to get our feet wet or like get dirty.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a time and place to get dirty. You know? Not if we're in heels and.
Right. We love glam.
We love a glam. We love food. Oh, we would go to the bougiest places.
Oh my God.
And only get dessert because we didn't have
my
money.
God. That was so embarrassing. Remember we went to
Catch LA.
Oh my God. We went to Catch and we had the reservation. They hated us.
Because
we just got the dessert that we saw on Instagram.
Yeah, the banging one.
Yep.
And it didn't even bang properly.
I know. And we're just waiting for the video. I'm like, oh my God, this is $18 we'll never see again.
I know. Was it? Oh wow,
it was expensive.
So normal now, huh?
I know, it's normal now. That was back in the day.
I know, back in the day.
Remember that Drake party we went to once?
We did go to a Drake party. You stole all the napkins. And I was like, Katie, throw away the napkin. She's like, but it's Drake. I said, he didn't touch the napkin though. He wasn't even there. He missed his own party. Do you still have the napkin?
Probably somewhere.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure.
Probably. Yeah.
I'm a hoarder.
Yeah.
That is everything.
Yeah.
Remember that fat head I kept of that guy who I liked? That's so embarrassing.
You still have it?
You know what? I think I threw it away.
Oh wow!
I think I might have thrown it away.
That's a good another next chapter there.
Yeah, but I'm also not sure.
Okay.
I just don't know.
We're just gonna say she threw it away.
I think my mama might have thrown it away when we were cleaning out.
Mama.
I think. Oh, you know what? I left it in the apartment. Okay, let's talk about this now.
Oh gosh,
secrets. Don't like them.
Secrets.
We don't like them.
So people, I've been called secretive twice.
Right,
just now, literally about 10 minutes ago, and then by another friend. But I did realize I watched this video about secrets versus like it's a vulnerability thing.
Yes.
If I feel very safe and vulnerable with you, I will go deeper. I am an open book.
Right.
I forgot the phrase. It was like being an open book versus being something else. I'm an open book because I literally will talk about anything and everything.
Yeah.
But to get like deeper, I will not talk about those things unless it's like I feel comfortable and safe, and then also like we go back and forth with banter.
Right.
I also do this thing where like I kind of test people with like little things. I'll be like,
Yes.
oh, this, that, and see how they take it. And then I'm like, wow, so I can go deeper with them.
Yeah.
And then, you know, yeah.
Because I love going just straight into like, because I'm like, for me, I'm kind of just always like, well, what's the point to not? But I trust people way too easily.
I used to, but then I got stabbed in the back too many times. And so now my roles are reversed.
Right.
It's more like you have to prove your trust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a good way to be, because I'm still like, what? I feel like
I don't know. There's pros and cons to both, though, because it's a pro because then you let more people in that you may not have ever let in prior. Whereas then the pro on the other side is like you don't get stabbed in the back as many times.
Yeah.
But like if I would have met you probably prior to me switching, I may not have gone as deep.
Yeah.
Because I would have thought maybe X, Y, and Z from like what other people have done.
I'm trying to think if there's been anything that's been like such big moments of being stabbed in the back.
Well, okay. Girls and guys are vastly different.
So
and
different.
a lot of girls, like, let's say instead of being stabbed in the back with a knife, it's being stabbed multiple times with a pin.
Yeah.
So it's like the more you do, the
It's
worse
like,
it gets. You know,
it's like acupuncture. Yeah, women are acupuncturists. like a
and they do not go in the right pressure points.
Yeah, they do not.
Some do. Well, we will not categorize all of them, obviously us, but like, yeah, I think that's like the difference.
Yeah, girls I think are so hard to be friends. Like, because like when I first moved over here,
so
like
hard.
it was really hard for me to find girlfriends,
Yeah.
especially coming to a new country.
Right.
Almost all of my girlfriends when I first came here were Canadian, American.
I was gonna say Brits don't like Americans. As
Yeah,
much.
I'd have a few that were British, but it wasn't as much.
Close,
Like, yeah, it wasn't as close. I had a lot of guy friends.
Yeah, guy friends.
So I feel like both of us have
always had a guy friend. They're so much easier to have.
I think it's hard to find a good
one.
gal group that you click with.
Yes.
Also, I feel like girls always have different motives.
Yes.
And like I think that like going out is another thing, because I used to go out with my old roommate a lot,
right?
And like her and I were very close,
Yeah,
but it was always like you be with him because he's uglier, or like I don't even like saying that, but
in the back.
it would be like
those are those things that I'm talking about, like pins.
Or she'd be like, oh, we're gaining weight, or things like, and I would, it would kind of, it would, yeah, it would, and it to the point where I'm like, no, I couldn't do that anymore. And then because I couldn't figure out how close we really were.
Yeah.
Whereas when we went out, it was we were always on the same thing. No
honesty, but still like truthful.
Yeah, and we were never like boy. I can't remember us being like boy, because you know, like some girls are like, I
have to go out and find a man.
Yeah.
No, I don't think we've ever done that at all. No, it's just if we did, it was more like, oh, he's cute. You talk to him. I talk. Or they just approach. You know, you didn't have to really hunt for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, no, it just flowed. It wasn't anything malicious or any bad meaning behind it. We're getting really deep.
Well, speaking of vulnerability,
yeah,
we've talked about the 36 questions that lead to love.
Oh, I've never read them, but I have it like saved as a pin.
Well, I've got them here.
Oh, are we gonna lead to love? Yeah. Are we gonna do one?
Yeah, we're gonna you're gonna be 136th in love with me. Oh my God, aren't we lucky?
I think it's like 1 out of 100, and then this is 36, and we already have like the other.
Right.
Yeah.
We got
we
it.
have 36 more percent to go. And today we'll have 35.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Okay.
Let's talk about this.
Okay, I'm nervous.
This is a cute one. Tell your partner what you like about them. Be very honest this time, saying things that you might not say to someone you've just met.
Well, we didn't just meet.
Yeah.
You know, with questions like this, I have a hard time because it's like there's just too many things, and I'm very indecisive. I'll pick one thing now, and then an hour later, I'll be like, fuck.
Yeah.
I didn't mean that.
Yeah. Or I wish I said this.
Yes.
I'm always like that.
Me too. Every time.
Do you have that in conversations though too? Like,
ooh, if it's like a conversation that's like really like, or an argument or something like that, all the time I'm like, oh, I should have said this. This is way better than, you know. Yeah. Or when I'm trying to put my point across and they don't understand, I'm like, okay, forget it. And then later I'm like, oh, this is how I could have explained it.
Yeah.
All the time.
I'm so bad at articulating myself when I'm really emotional.
Oh.
I find it really hard.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, except for now, for the most part, I like take the time and I write everything out.
Oh, that's good.
And then I'm like, okay, now I'm ready to actually say it. But then sometimes I'm not prepared with what they have for a rebuttal. And I'm like, didn't think about that one.
We're quite good at
compliments.
Yeah.
We actually did it today when we were talking about the party. We were like, you're really good at.
Yes.
We just did it. Yeah.
Yeah.
At planning and like the tech stuff and like, I mean, but this is like surface level. There's so much more. And
right.
Then I was like, oh, you're good at
right.
time and like organizing.
Yeah.
So, but there's just so much.
Oh, this is cute.
Oh, you're going to say that to everyone.
Yeah, I know. I'm obsessed with these. What does friendship mean to you?
Oh my gosh. Tell me why I was going to put a post like this up. I might have already before about like what they categorize as friendships.
Right. Oh, yes. I think you have.
Didn't I?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Because I feel like there's just so many levels of friendship.
Yes. Okay. Let's talk about it.
Okay. What are the levels for you? What are the levels? Like there's acquaintance, right? But you're not going to call like someone an acquaintance when you see them like, hey, this is my acquaintance, Frank, you know?
Right.
So you will just call them a friend.
Yeah.
But in real terms, they're like an acquaintance.
Right. Okay. So that's that level.
Yeah. I think I've been thinking of it more as like, who would you invite to your wedding?
Right. Well, having a party, I felt like.
But you had it more unlimited.
I have it unlimited, but.
And then you had the limited version prior.
Yes. There was even still people where I'm like, oh my God, I should have invited them. Because I have been excluded before, I don't like people feeling excluded.
Of course. No, same.
And so it gives me anxiety thinking, even if I'm not even like that close with somebody, it gives me anxiety thinking somebody is not included into something that they would have wanted to be a part of.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, granted, like sometimes maybe I probably overthink.
I get what you mean because I feel that way as well because I hate being excluded.
Right. So there's the acquaintance tier.
Acquaintance, yeah. And then I feel like there's so many, we don't have words for the other parts because there's the acquaintance, there's friends, close friends, best friend, right?
Right.
And then family, right?
Yes.
And there's some friends that you can put in a family category.
In the family category.
But essentially they could just be a best friend.
Also, friends are so different in what you talk about with certain people.
What you talk about.
Yeah.
But that's how I think you could still categorize someone as a friend even if you don't do X, Y, and Z. Like,
absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
But I think everyone, once again, no one is perfect and no one has everything. You know, that's why the same thing with like choosing a partner. It's like with a friend, this friend might be really fun to like go really deep with and talk about relationship stuff with.
Yes.
This one might be good to be like really deep with and career, finance, you know? So I think it's okay to have those different friends. I think where it gets a little bit messy, which I feel like I went through that past a while ago, is like the friends that were just good to like go party with, you know?
Yes.
That is just very surface level.
Really surface level. Because then that's when that's when ulterior motives comes in.
Exactly. And that little pin.
Yes. And that's when it's like, I feel like you and I go out because we want to go out and we want to we want to have fun, but not everyone is on that level. And it's hard going out with people who really have an agenda,
right?
Who need to like get on a level, and like that's never been. You and I had so many sober nights, so many, just like not even needing a drink, like
not at all.
Because
the drink party, we didn't have a drink.
Yeah,
we got free drinks.
We got the free drinks,
but we didn't.
But we would not
drunk.
buy no drink. No way.
But exactly, it's like you don't need to get drunk in order to have fun with that person,
right? Yeah. So that tier of friendship. You know what? I had a friend that like who would always want to go out, and she just stopped trying. But then I'm like, I guess not on that level anymore.
Was it that you didn't want to go out with her because that's all she had to offer? Okay, yeah.
And I was just like, I work in the evenings. I'm not about. But that's like you grow up.
Exactly.
I feel like losing friends is hard.
That is a really hard, especially when they were that close to you. I think losing friends that were like that surface level, okay, fine.
Yeah.
But the ones that are really close. My other friend told me about like his recent like loss in a really close friend, and then I told him about my recent loss in a really close friend, and it was just like this whole thing. So I don't know, because
feels like a breakup.
I was just gonna say that it felt like a breakup. I cried because I had been friends with that person as long as I've been friends with you. Oh no, a little bit longer.
Yeah, I mean, it was a long time. It really feels like a breakup, but I feel like it's almost worse than a breakup.
A little bit,
because it's a deeper sadness of like you had something that felt so pure and platonic and really, really nice. And then it's just like, it's not like with a breakup, there's usually a reason. And like sometimes not that there's not a reason for a friendship, but then a lot of time with the friendship ending, you grow apart or like you can't fix it in a way in the same way.
Right.
Relationships, I feel like there's like, it's like fixable, or like it's like not compatible
anymore. Yeah. Well, a relationship can be similar where you like grow different ways.
Yeah.
But a lot of times it's something happening type of thing.
But I feel like compatibility with friendship is like, my friend talks about this a lot of like you're able to pick, I mean, you're able to pick your partner, but like you pick your friendship. So the people you have around and you allow into your life, usually they're on a standard that's like, okay, you accept the things, the flaws that they have.
Right.
And you don't have to deal with them every day like in a relationship.
Well, a relationship where if you live or marry or whatever, that's like all 24/7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is, and I think about it a lot. I have one friend that we've talked about that our friendship, I let her down. And I think about it, I mean, pretty every day, I'd say. And it's hard because you kind of just don't know what to do. I feel like you also don't know what to do when they don't reach out, or they don't like,
they're not responsive.
Yeah. And then it's kind of like, you kind of give up.
Yeah. I think in that sense, you just try your best to do everything. Like, it is on you to do the most, essentially. But after you're doing the most for so long, then it's like, you gotta
I also feel like it feels like a breakup in the sense of like, you look and see with them their other friends, and it's like, cool. I think people don't talk about it as much as like losing a friend is really hard. Like, I feel like we've both been through friends that we were really close with, but it wasn't really close.
Yeah, we thought it was really close.
Yeah. And then it doesn't feel like right. You know when like something doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
So those are a bit difficult, because when I've lost friends like that, it feels more like it's a bit sad, but then it also feels like a relief.
A little bit. Yeah.
So,
yeah, I agree. I see some girls that I like have groups of like female friends.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where did you find all of them?
Well, it's so hard. Oh, I mean, finding friends, especially like in a big city, LA, London, it's so hard to find a good group of friends. Yeah. It's really, really hard.
Yeah. It really
I remember both of us had like some, especially me moving away.
Oh, but crazy enough, we had the same. Oh, but you moved away, and then I moved, and then I bought my place, so I was by myself.
Yeah.
So first you were in a whole other country, so that's way different. I just was in another city.
But it's still like,
we were like lonely at the same time.
Yeah, and I think that was so hard because I'm like, oh my god, you and I used to hang out like. Yeah. And what was the best for me with you was, it'd be like, oh, I want to go get lunch. Do you want to get lunch? And then we'd go. Or like, oh, do you want ice cream right now? Ugh. And I don't have anyone that like that here. And I think that's what adds to the loneliness. You and I both, if we had like a time where we were just like downtime where we could do something with somebody.
And we just did it.
We did it. Yeah. And we live close and whatever. But here, people are like, okay, yeah, I can hang out next Sunday for 2 hours or whatever. It's like people plan everything and they bail and.
No, I feel like in general, maybe like, I think that's maybe as we gotten older as well, because I realized a lot of planning. But I will also say that I've prioritized like hanging out with certain people. So like there's certain people that like, oh, I can see every week. I don't need to plan to see you. Yeah. Whereas there's other people that I'm like, oh, I do have, this evening, but that evening I want it to be for my personal time. With other people that were, on the other tier. I would be like, yeah, let's do it. But with that person, I was like, I need my personal time. Yes. And then maybe next week is the time.
Because I get anxiety. Right. I get anxiety hanging out with hanging out with certain people. I feel like if I know I need to be doing work or something like that, right, then I get really anxious when I'm hanging out with them.
Oh, as you should, though, because then you have other things on your mind. Then you're not going to be fully present there, So therefore, you got to put your top tier is yourself. Yeah. And then it goes, But yeah, on that level now, so I used to want a really big wedding. Yes. Huge. Yeah. I don't anymore. I want a small wedding with those important people. The close friends, the best friends, the family. And the sprinkle of the friends, right? Yes. Because I want whoever's like actually gonna maybe like cry at my wedding to be there, not the people that are like, cute picture, cheese, and I'm out. Yes. I want it to be like an actual memory and closeness, and everyone. I know everyone there are good people. or my version of good people.
Right.
And everyone will have a good time.
Yeah. I feel like if I could and had the budget to invite however many people, I would invite however many people.
Put it on the,
I guess I don't really think about you think about your wedding a lot.
I think about it a lot, but not in terms of like, this is how it's going to go. I think about it a lot in the sense of like, because I don't even know where I would want to get married or anything. I think about my dress.
Right.
And I think about like the people and the glam.
Yes.
That's like the main things I see. And I think about the same things when like I think about like my future house. I don't know what kind of house, where or anything, but I know like I for sure want stairs. I for sure,
Right.
Same thing like in a husband and kids. I want twins. I'm having twins. That's the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never think about my wedding because I just feel like.
You're a little more pessimistic about weddings.
Yeah. Because I just feel like it's hard to think of it when you don't have the person.
Yeah, but that's why we call it manifesting or praying. Well, whatever like people believe in, but gotta speak it into existence.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not close to getting married, so, but I literally think about it since, I planned to get married at 25 and have kids at 27, but, I cannot imagine that now. What was I thinking?
I know that was crazy. That's crazy. I think about middle school me.
Oh,
middle school me. I was so weird. So I was weird with boys, obviously.
In elementary school, I would chase the boys.
I would chase the boys. I would. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I would chase the boys.
Yeah.
I would, and nobody liked me ever. I was like a weird, eccentric girl.
I was called French fry.
Why?
I don't know. That they thought it was a funny like short joke, but I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah. Even though like French fries aren't short, like they're regular potatoes, but that was mine. That was my tomboy era. Elementary school. After that, I am the girliest girl you will ever meet.
Yeah.
Not ever meet, but like I'm very girly.
Yes. Yeah, I was so uncomfortable in my body. And I mean, middle school was like, that's it.
Yeah. I was homeschooled middle school, so I didn't go through that period.
Oh.
That is when people go through their awkward.
That's a blessing.
Yeah.
Because I remember being like, feeling so like big and awkward. And then you get I remember like first period and just being like, this, remember that was horrible. I was at school.
I was too, but mine was in high school because I was older because of gymnastics.
Right.
Yeah, mine happened at 16.
Oh, wow.
And I cried.
You cried?
Because in gymnastics, they said, like, if you got to 100 pounds, that means you were fat and you were going to start your period. So I had broke my back, so I couldn't do gymnastics for a month, for a whole year. So then that's when I started my period, and I cried. I was like, I'm fat. Yeah, it was really bad.
That's really horrible for your mind.
Mental, yeah. And so I was like, but I wasn't even 100 pounds at the time either. So I was like, now what does this mean? Yeah.
I feel like that sport is so difficult. I don't know how you dealt with it. Yeah. I think when I think about resilience, I think about you and how you. Oh my God, I'm gonna cry.
Oh my gosh, if she cries, she's gonna make me cry.
Oh my God, I'm gonna cry.
We're gonna move topics.
Oh my God. Oh God, I cannot cry. This is yesterday's makeup, and it needs to last. Whoa. Oh my God. Okay, there's
you cried yesterday though, so I did. Yeah, it's waterproof.
Yeah, you're right. It's waterproof. A lash gonna go. I mean, I think waterproof, but like I think it has a time limit.
No, my lashes were coming off last night. I was like, Katie, I'm ready to go. You're like, already? I was like, yeah, my lashes are falling off. And I kept talking to your friends too, and they were really close. And I'm like, can they see that these are coming off? And then every moment I like look in the mirror. I'm like,
that is the.
The first impression of all of them is, that girl that's lashes are coming off.
This is LA, baby.
Just pinch them together.
I'm Puerto Rican.
Oh my gosh.
That would be some us stuff like that. This is Dollar Tree.
These are my favorite store. It's not anymore. It's $1.25. And they don't have as good of stuff anymore.
Yeah, they don't. And like I feel like everything's smaller too. Everything is like smaller. Like the candies they got there, like small.
No. Then by my house it's still big. So
so big?
Still the regular size. But then someone had told me like it was like the old version of like the ones on the counter or something, and then it put me off of the candy there.
Oh, I could.
But then I went back to it a year later, so it's okay. I'm back on the grind.
Back on that Dollar Tree life.
Oh gosh.
But you were so resilient to have gone through that sport and that lifestyle, and I always think about, especially like as we met in college, I think about like how life would have been if we had met, because I feel like we were both kooky and weird and outsiders at certain points in our lives.
Definitely.
And I just think like how amazing it would have been to have each other. Oh my God, I'm gonna cry again.
It would have been. And I tell people all the time, like, even though like everything happens for a reason,
right?
My ex was with me for that hard part of my last year.
Yeah.
For like, I'm literally that 1 year. He was in my life for that reason, and I'm so thankful for him for that year. Then I met you, which is my best friend, and so I'm like, even though hard times have happened, it's like it's crazy how like now we're here, and it's like I wouldn't have been here, right? Yes, obviously it would have been better to meet you earlier, but wouldn't have. Everything
happens for a reason.
Exactly,
you're right, because that was when I started not speaking to my friend who I was friends with before. And because it always hasn't, just never felt right. Yeah. In elementary school, were you awkward? Or was it
elementary school is when I was like chasing the boys, but I wouldn't say like I was
chase boys. I used to be boy crazy.
No, not chasing the boys like that, like beating them up.
Oh, really?
That was like my tomboy era. Like, you know, like not really beating them up, but like running after them. Right. And like, I can do this. And like, we would do like, you know, those types of like sportly push, you know, that was like my tomboy era, whatever. And then middle school, homeschooled. And then high school was quite, you know, I lived both lives of like, you know, when you see movies, you see those like girls that like, or kids that go into the library and don't have any friends and eat in the library and stuff.
Yeah, I was one of those.
I was that. Yeah. For 2 years. Mm-hmm. And then when I broke my back, then I was like forced to like stay in school the whole time. And then I joined like the dance team and stuff. And then I became like the popular girl. So it was like I lived both lifestyles, and it was very interesting to like just do both. So I see both sides, which is nice, which is such a Libra thing, because now like that's an actual seeing both sides.
Yeah. Did you feel cool in college?
You know, I felt cool because I was on a sports team. Right. But I felt very uncool on the sports team.
I'm assuming everybody knows you're a gymnast here. If not, then...
Okay, we're just, gymnast over here.
Gymnast, actress, does it all.
Yeah, but I was the uncool person, like, on the teams. Because I was 17 when I came into college. And I, like, did not know a lot of things. I had never drank. I had never cursed. I had never... kissed a boy, like there was nothing I had ever done, and so a lot of them were very, very experienced at everything. I had never gone to parties, so I was like a weirdo, like nerd in that sense. I would say like there was cool. I was a cool person
in the grand scheme
of it
of college,
right? And then I became the cool person, like senior year after that.
You became the it person.
Yeah,
college is quite a hierarchy.
Yeah, I feel like even high school is a hierarchy,
even high school, but college was high school is really like bad. College was, but it was like different. Every person had a different ranking of what their hierarchy was.
Oh yeah,
I feel like
I accidentally called someone a muggle.
Yes. Oh my God. And
that was freshman year. Once again, I didn't know anything, and I never watched Harry Potter or anything like that.
And you called someone who wasn't an athlete a muggle.
So we were all athletes in one of the dorms, and there was like these two girls. They were Jersey Chasers.
Yeah. Oh, Jersey Chasers.
They were Jersey Chasers.
Oh my God, that was a term.
Jersey Chasers. Yes. Some people weren't, but some people you could really tell that they were actually Jersey Chasers.
Did you think I was a Jersey Chaser?
No. You were definitely very obsessed with basketball.
I was so obsessed with basketball. I was
very obsessed with basketball, but not
too obsessed.
Yeah, no. Because you weren't a Jersey Chaser. You liked one guy. Yeah. But it wasn't because, whatever. I mean, we're not counting. Okay. But it was because of them. It wasn't because, like, you're on the basketball team.
Right. But you know what it was, though? It's because when I first met him, I met him in 0 week. And I remember being like, I was a weirdo.
I'm not going to say I remember that.
I went up to his friend.
Oh.
His friend, the one that was like 7 feet. And I was like, oh my God, I feel like a hobbit. And you're like Gandalf. Can I take a picture? Oh my God.
What'd he do?
He was like, this is like zero week. Day 1 of 0 week. School hadn't even started. He like took a picture with me forever. And obviously I had dated, like we'd been talking.
Yeah.
And so he always referred to me as a weird girl.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the weird girl.
I'm going to take that as a compliment because weird can be nice sometimes.
No, I mean, he was, he grew
But the weirdest things happened to you in college, I will say.
So.
The one story that I like to tell people all the time is the one where... Well, there's 2 that I say all the time, but one was when there was a guy that you liked, saw you inside I don't remember his name, but he saw you inside a grocery store, and you, whenever you would get embarrassed, you turn red. Her chest, her arms, her face, everything turns bright, completely bright red. No, this color, not this. It's this color, bright. And he goes, "Hey, whoa. Did you just get sunburned?"
Yeah, I remember who it was. I remember exactly who it was.
First of all, that was not smart, but that's that's really weird.
I remember who it was. And first we weren't in a grocery store, but I remember
you said inside though.
There were loads of times in grocery stores that happened to me at that damn Ralph's. At that damn Ralph's. My God, you have to dress up to go to Ralph's in Westwood because my God, you'll see everybody.
You do.
But it was in the building.
I knew it was inside.
We were going to class.
Oh my gosh.
Can't remember what building. I remember seeing him. He hugged me. He's like, "Whoa, did you just get sunburned?" And I was like, I said, yeah. I said, yeah. I was like, yeah, it's like so hot in this building.
The lights, give you sunburn.
Like, oopsie. I was so obsessed with him.
Yeah. You had some obsessions.
I was obsessed with him. But you know what? We ended up, remember at Halloween?
Which one?
The Halloween when
at the party, the big party.
The big party. Justin Combs party.
We dressed as dogs? The doggy filter?
No, not the doggy filter one. I came. No, that was before we were really good friends. You were a cowgirl. I was in the jungle dress.
Oh, that was the night that Malik had said that about
yes.
you. Yes. Okay, so there we go. Now it's connecting.
But that was the night him and I hooked up.
Oh.
Yeah, and I was celibate. So we didn't do anything, and obviously he left.
Sorry, bye-bye.
He left. Remember that?
Wait, is that the same person that you said something about sticky boob?
Wait, that's I tell you, when I tell you, I had a crush on this man for so long, and he was like, he was a sought after guy. He was so attractive.
Yeah.
And we were both from the Bay, so like him and I remember like we took a picture at the Warriors parade, and I posted it, and then people were like, "Is that your boyfriend?" I'm like, "Yeah." Oh my God, he was so sought after. He was prime real estate.
Yes.
And that night of the party, we hooked up. Like we were kissing on the dance floor.
Yeah.
And then we went back in the Uber. He's like, "Okay, can we just go through the McDonald's drive-thru?" So we drive-thru in the Uber.
Late night McDonald's French fries are the best.
Yes, he says, "Can I get a 20-piece nugget, 2 Big Macs, fries, a Coke, and what do you want?"
He was a big dude.
He was a big dude, but he didn't look like he was like nice big.
No, yeah.
He was but he was big.
No. Yes.
Defensive line. That was my favorite line to go through.
I wasn't too big into the.
Yeah, I like the D line. Yeah,
okay.
they were. I feel like they were my favorite because I felt so small. I was obsessed with him.
Glow up.
Yeah, glow up.
I think you just knew he was gonna glow up.
Yeah. I remember the first time I ever wore my extensions. Remember that? I don't know why. I saw him at a party. He grabbed the back of my head. He's like, "Katie." I'm like, "What the fuck?"
No.
I was like, I'm like, all these clips.
And that's back when we didn't know how, people didn't know how to do clip-ins.
I did not know how to do clip-ins back then.
I remember you said that.
I remember. So fast forward to the night that I had sticky boobs.
Yes.
And so we go back to my apartment. I had sticky boobs on,
yeah,
but I'm like, they look so ugly because the chicken cutlets or whatever. They look so unattractive on.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh my God, I can't take off my dress. So I took it off, threw it somewhere. Who knows? And then I didn't want him to feel my extensions because obviously it's like ugly and you can't sleep in them. And so I took them off, but like would like try to be like secretive. And so I kept on putting them in the drawers in the kitchen. And like I just be like one at a time, like, do you think he noticed?
Oh no!
It was and then like for what? I mean, we didn't do nothing because I'm like, I'm not gonna sleep with you. Okay, all right, cool, I'll go now. He was
really awkward. He didn't have much substance.
He didn't have much substance. No. Did you have a dream guy that you got with?
Yeah.
Or that you?
Well, like I never did anything with anyone, but I did have a dream man that there was actually two that I really loved so much.
Yeah. Wait, I remember one.
Well, yes, you remember one for sure.
I remember one. Is it the same person that was? Yes. And I remember seeing him because remember when I started talking to that guy?
Yes.
Yeah. And he was starting playing for that team.
Yeah.
And I remember picking him up and I'd be like, there he is. There's Soph's man. There's Soph's man.
Yes, I was so obsessed with him.
I wrote on the window, do you know Sophina?
Yeah, I remember we had a movie night because my roommate was talking to the other guy.
Yeah.
So, and they were roommates. And we had a movie, like, he was like, you want to come watch a movie with us too? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, it's happening. And that was like so great. And then the other guy.
So he was big crush. And then who was the second one?
This man.
Yeah.
He's a model now.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember you showing me.
Yeah. So he's a model. As
good
he
looking.
Be.
Oh man, he was good looking.
He's a very attractive man. But I was super obsessed with him.
Yeah.
He was way older. Like I think I was a freshman. He was like junior, senior.
Yeah.
So obviously no, but I remember he came into like the locker room because he had a class with one of like the older girls.
Yeah.
And we had like a study room.
Yeah.
And like I came in and people were like, Soph, he's in here. I was like, stop. And I fell to the ground. And then not in front of him because that would have been really awkward. But like I like went in to like, just make him notice me. I was like, do you guys need anything? Like water, And then he was like, no. And then I had said something. Mm-hmm. Now, okay, this threw it off completely. I was no longer attracted to him anymore.
Okay.
We were in there and they were like talking about something with class. And I was like, oh, blah, blah, blah. He's like, how do you know that? I was like, Google. He's like, what? Google? He's always had people do his homework and stuff.
Stop it.
And he said, what? Google. And then I explained. He's like, oh, I know what Google is, but
oh, that's unattractive. I never like that when people getting other people to do the homework. That's like, no.
Well, it was also the fact that
he didn't know what Google was.
He didn't know what Google was.
That's bad. And that wasn't.
I'm sure he did,
we didn't
but
go
it was
to
just a
school that long ago.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Google was, but it was just like I think he did know what Google was. I just don't know how you couldn't, but it was just that moment of like, it was a dumb moment. And I was like,
you got the ick right there.
Then after that, got with Mr. Brainy Pants.
Mr. Brainy Pants. He was a sought after guy.
Yeah, everyone was.
Everyone wanted him.
Yeah.
I remember people used to be always asking me about him. I'm like, get in line.
Get in line.
I remember my dream crush was always
he was also a bit of a sought after guy. I didn't have a crush on him because he wasn't like my type. I actually saw him in February. He still looks the same.
He looks great.
Should I put in a good word?
But we and you know what? We one night it happened.
I think you did tell me.
And
that.
I was still
hype.
celibate.
Yeah, it wasn't the hype though.
And
there's no substance once again.
It was just like it kind of felt really anticlimactic because it had been like 3 or 4 years.
But that's how it is.
Of me being like, oh my God, this guy. And we'd have moments together. And like we used to Snapchat. Remember Snapchat? Oh my
Snapchat.
God. And like I remember being on vacations and he'd be snapping me and I'd be like, oh my screenshot. We have a snap streak. And like, oh my God. Oh my God.
Yes. You were really obsessed with the streak though, because I remember you were like, Sophina, you're losing the streak. I'm like, sorry. Oh my gosh. I think we had a fight about that. We legit had a fight about it.
Yeah, I think probably did.
You're like, you're losing our we were upset about something else.
We were so obsessed. We haven't gotten in many arguments though.
No, I think it's been like one.
I can't remember.
No, we've only argued twice.
What were they about?
2 big ones. The one time was about that when we went to another Halloween, we went to a party at UCLA and you saw that friend that got kicked out of UCLA. And then you were like kind of like sad about it. And I was like, get over it. You didn't get my visor.
Wait, what friend that got kicked out?
Yeah, see, he's irrelevant. There was a guy that was friends with like some other of your guy friends, and he got kicked out of school.
And I was sad?
Yeah. Well,
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I cannot remember. And that was a fight?
Well, so what happened was I asked you to go get my visor, but I didn't want to go around those girls.
Oh, right.
And then you came back without the visor. And then I was like a bit annoyed. And then you're like, he got kicked out of school. I was like, well, it was his damn fault for getting kicked out of school. He should have kept up his grades and stopped smoking. And then you got mad at me.
I have no idea who that is.
No, yeah, exactly. I don't remember who he is
Wow.
either. But we got in a big,
we got in a fight?
You went into the room, slammed the door.
What?
I was staying with you.
Wait,
on the
what?
couch. Yeah, you went into the room, slammed the door, and then I left. I went outside, and I was like, what do I do? And I called my mama. I was like, Kitty's really mad at me. This is what happened. I was like, yeah, I shouldn't be mad about a visor. But then she's crying over a guy that got kicked out of school and his damn fault. And then I came back, and I was like, I'm sorry for being upset. And then you're like, it's fine. And then we made up, and that was that.
I can't even remember that.
I know.
I cannot remember getting in an argument with you. I can remember one tiffle that we've had.
What's the one you remember?
Remember when you stayed at my house?
Okay, a lot of times.
And you put you used my eye makeup remover.
Okay.
And you dropped a Q-tip in it.
Oh my gosh! Wow, I didn't even remember that.
You dropped a Q-tip.
See, but you acted like you weren't mad.
Yes, but no, I was annoyed at it because you were like, you can still use it, but I'm like, that's bacteria. I was like, I'm a germaphobe.
See, but the thing is back then I didn't think I knew as how germophobic you were. So nowadays, whenever you're like, oh, my water bowl, I know you're a germaphobe now. But now you're not as much.
I'm not a germaphobe if I'm like, if certain people, I've gotten less germophobic.
You have gotten definitely
but there
less
was certain people, I also like certain like with you, I'm not a germaphobe anymore because like you're basically like my family.
Right.
So, but with certain
I'm still more cautious though because I still know you are more like hand sanitizer on deck.
Yeah. Shut it. I remember that. And then you were like, and then you're like, maybe I could buy you one if you want, but I think it's fine. And I was like,
that does sound like me though. That does. I'm like,
and I was like, I'm so annoyed.
See, okay, now this is an instance where you do have to, stick your ground,
right?
And
okay,
be assertive.
And that's so good having you. Okay,
because like I really didn't know that was a big deal.
Yeah, I remember that. But I remember that being the only thing that annoyed me.
Wow, that is so funny.
I can't remember.
I would have never known that was that annoying.
Well, I guess that's the only thing that I can think that would have like came close to being mad worthy.
Yeah.
Well.
Oh, did we not answer the question?
We didn't really answer the question.
That's how girls are. We just go on different tangents.
Yeah, all these tangents. We didn't. What does friendship mean to you?
Oh, we went through the whole level.
We went through the levels.
Man, I don't know. That's a very loaded question.
It's a hard question.
That's a really hard question because once again, there's different tiers. So meaning for different relationships.
This is where I think, because obviously these questions are meant for significant others or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I think it's so interesting. It's very important to know friendship when you're dating, how they mesh with your friends is so, I feel like lots of the guys I've dated
did not mesh.
It's a hard thing when I know that you don't like them.
It's not that hard.
No, it is hard. I know. No, it don't act like it's that hard.
No, it is hard. No, because it's same. That's definitely happened to me as well. It's really hard.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of times we probably already know it.
We know it. I think we're both.
There's red flags, but we turn them pink.
Yeah.
And then, so we're kind of running into that battle ourselves.
Yeah.
Unarmed.
And then the other one has to just be like, well, is that you learn. I remember when I was seeing that guy, when last time you came over here.
Okay.
And I remember how upset I was.
About what?
About him not meeting you when you were here. And we were very new, maybe 2 weeks into dating.
No, it was not. It was a couple months.
Couple months?
It was definitely a couple months. And
I remember being like, that's so wrong.
It was though, after a couple months though.
Yeah. And
if it was 2 weeks.
When it comes to, in the regard of friendship means to you, like, I think it's so important to mesh with for your.
Yeah, they don't need to be buddy.
They don't need to be buddy, but like.
But they need to still like them.
Like my ideal situation would be like you being able to hang out with my significant other
by himself.
Well, like, I would like be like, oh, like if you guys had to go somewhere, or like if you needed to pick up a ride or whatever, like to be like friendly enough.
I could pick him up. He could pick me up,
or like things like that. Like to be like, you understand, like this is like my family. So like to you, like if you needed help with something or whatever,
can you come over like and put this up on the wall? Type of thing.
Yes, like so
that type of stuff. Or because I don't have someone or whatever.
Yes.
Okay, vice versa.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
That's what I feel like. Not like I thought you meant
like
meals.
I thought you meant like let's go to dinner, Bob. Like
no.
Okay, because I was like, I don't know if I would be. But once again, I think that's the difference on like the friendship levels.
Yes.
For us, yes.
Yeah.
Like even if you told like this is a whole nother, man, I'm going to go on different tangents because like, I don't want to know what kind of ring I'm going to get. Like, I don't want to go ring shopping with my boyfriend to know that I'm going to be proposed to.
Right.
I just want him to know what kind of ring I like. So therefore, like you or my mom would know what kind of ring I already know. So they could be close enough where it's like.
Yes. What kind of ring do you want?
Bob comes to you and it's like, so what kind of ring does Sophina like? And then you can go with him. But like I don't want to go ring shopping with my man.
Right.
Like personally, I know a lot of people want to do that, make sure they have it all right, yada yada.
Yes.
But that type of thing.
Things like that.
I don't know what kind of ring I want yet, so I'll let you know and I'll start
saying. I was gonna say I gotta have it saved.
I do want just like I think more simple but big.
Okay.
15 carats.
Okay. Yeah, I guess simple. I guess 15.
A band and a 15 carat ring.
15
carat. Diamond. Yep. No, that thing would hurt.
That would hurt.
I actually Googled it because I just said that because 15 is my favorite number, so that sounded nice.
Right. And you Googled it.
Oh my gosh, it's a note for me. I would like to wear my ring.
Yeah.
On a daily.
I would like that for you too. So friendly enough to be like, hey.
But that would be for like you and stuff. But like for like a friend, no. Like it just needs to be like, yeah, bring him, bring her. I want people to like. I want it to be like, oh, I'm bringing Sophina. Oh yeah, awesome, bring her. Not I'm bringing. Oh man, you're bringing her.
Yes. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, it makes me feel some type of way, even if the other person doesn't care.
Yeah,
it makes me feel some type of way.
Yeah. I'm
like, why don't you?
Yes.
Or I'll be like, I see why, and this is embarrassing.
Yeah. It's really hard when your friends don't like the
friends
person.
Or family.
Yeah. Friends or family. Ooh, family's hard.
Yeah.
But our families are very similar in the sense of like once, like when someone does you wrong once,
one time,
you're out.
Nixed.
You are out.
Right.
I think you really gotta prove yourself.
Really.
There's been very few people where
there's been none on my end.
Yeah. For my mom and my sister, there's a few people where they're like, okay, let it slide. But like even that's probably like friends, like the not like good friends, but because I feel like good friends.
That's good though.
Yeah,
yes,
but when it comes to boys and things like that, it's like
no,
absolutely not.
Yeah, then there's boys, not boys, friends.
Okay, we'll do one more question.
Okay, yeah. One thing about both of us is we are very indecisive.
So indecisive.
So it's really hard to just narrow down to like one thing.
So indecisive. That's our thing. We're good at that.
we excel.
That's what I love about you.
That's my most hated trait about myself.
Is it indecisive? Isn't that the Libra?
That's legit the top thing about them. But not Leos.
When I did my birth chart,
you have some Libra.
I'm something Libra.
Oh, that makes
sense.
And
she's like, "Are you indecisive?" I'm like,
"Yeah." Oh my gosh, we're in stores for hours because we can't help each other choose.
Yeah, that is. I do wish I could be like done.
Exactly.
Because I'm also I get it, and I'm like always thinking about the other option.
Right. And then it's the worst because then when you get the other option, then you're like, oh, did I make the right choice?
Yeah.
Or when you, like, even when you go to restaurants and you're like, oh, I'll get this.
Restaurants is
and then it's not as good.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I should get the other thing then.
Yeah.
I know your life isn't over, but it's annoying.
It's still annoying. It is still annoying.
Yeah. Then you don't trust your choices.
I'm trying
even more. And then it's a cycle.
Yeah. I'm trying to get better at that.
No, me too.
Yeah. I'm trying to be like, well, this is what I've had today. And I've tried something new.
Yeah. On the Netflix show I was on, the guy had told me that. He's like, tell yourself you're decisive. I was like, okay. I started doing that and I forgot again. So I got to go back to tell myself, you're decisive. You're decisive. It's hard.
Ocean, the astrologer, told me I should do like the flip a coin. So narrow it down to 2, flip a coin, done. Don't think about it. Just don't move on.
I do want a partner that can help me with decisions.
I want a partner who can be like this, and this. Yeah, that would be really helpful.
It would be really great.
And even in just like the littlest things.
The small, like this grocery store, this ship or this ship. That one. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
I find that quite. I find decisiveness really manly and attractive.
Manly and attractive. Yes.
I find it really attractive.
Because it's assertive. It's
yes.
like
yeah,
it's like the head of the household.
Yeah.
You know, like the leader.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find it
Love
very
that.
like that would be. I hope I'm gonna manifest that for us.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah.
Another time I want to talk about like chivalry versus tradition.
That's a good
topic.
Should we talk about that now?
You want to?
Chivalry versus
tradition. So like name things, like what's chivalry to you?
Okay, chivalry.
Like name things that a man can do that's chivalrous. Because they kind of intertwine a bit.
Because the last guy I was saying or whatever you want to call it. I used to find him so not chivalrous.
Yeah.
Because this is maybe I'll say what isn't chivalry to me.
Okay, what's not? Okay.
Like when a man doesn't claim you.
Okay.
That I find to be like.
But that's claiming is tradition.
Tradition. Okay.
You claim the woman. That's a tradition. Like that's
I find the not claiming of a woman to be not chivalrous.
I don't think there's a list of not chivalry. I think there's only.
How do you define chivalry?
Okay, chivalry is like opening up the car door.
Right.
Walking you across. Well, that's a little bit.
The walking on the
other side of the curb.
Oh, that's
paying
sexy.
for a meal. That's also traditional.
Paying is cute. I like.
It's chivalrous, but
I don't
tradition.
need it.
It's a tradition.
I don't need it.
That's why it's not. Yeah.
But I think if they got it like that,
then yeah.
Then it does mean a lot.
Yes.
And like that's even just on a friend basis. I've had friends who like have had really good jobs come in, and they know that I'm struggling, and they'd be like, "No, I got it."
Yeah, same. Ditto.
That means a lot to me. And I think that's very chivalrous. It's a very good quality to have.
It's also a tradition, though.
Yes,
because it's traditional for the man to pay.
You know what I find? I love when a man has like good female friends around him that he's very respectful to. I love when okay, so chivalry, I'd say taking them out, being romantic. When it comes to meeting, I had this with the quince.
Okay.
I found it really special.
Yeah.
The guys who like made an effort to speak to my mom, speak to my family. Yeah. Like that is really attractive to me. Yeah. I feel like that's like really like, wow. Yeah. They care. That's like that. Chivalrous.
Yeah, that's
Respectful. Okay, this happens to me the other day. I found a little mousy, mousy who was passed away.
Oh,
sorry.
All right.
And he passed away, and I was very scared.
Yeah.
And I phoned a guy.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh my God, I'm so scared.
Yeah.
Can you help me?"
Yeah. And
we got in an argument about something, and then he had said, "If you don't give me any more hassle about that, I will come." And I was like, "Oh, that's no. I will.
What?
I will take it out with my bare hand now, because that's just really. I found that so unattractive.
That is very unattractive
because it was like,
if you do this, I will do that for you. That's
and even if you're my friend, even if you're a guy, I guess like that's just like not
anyone, friend, like, family, like boyfriend, anybody.
No,
that's no.
And I just didn't. I found it like I'm like, ooh, that's like. I don't know anyone who would do that. Like, that's gross to me. And so that is not chivalrous. That's like me.
No. If he came to get the mouse, I would call that chivalrous because that's a knight in shining armor.
Exactly. Yeah. If he had been like, I'll be there. I'll be there right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Do you think that a man like driving is like chivalrous or traditional?
I don't care. It's nice being driven. I mean, because
it's nice that you don't have to.
It is very sexy when a man drives. I do think it is sexy.
Yeah.
But I don't mind it. I kind of like driving sometimes. I don't drive out here.
Oh yeah, I don't mind driving, but I think
it is sexy when they drive.
Yeah, I do. I like that more than I don't mind doing the driving sometimes, but I think it should be like a 70-30.
Yeah,
maybe.
It's nice being driven, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
What about car door open?
That was literally what I was gonna say too. I don't need it. But. Sure, it's nice.
Yeah.
I definitely don't need it. But like my dad does it like when they're going out places. Not always on the daily, but when he doesn't open it when they get places, but he opens it when they go to leave.
Yeah.
So when they come out from a restaurant, he opens up the door for her and she goes in. and then he always has to hold her hand.
Right.
Like, everywhere they go. Even though holding hands is not, like, a chivalry thing, that's, like, on my list of, I love holding hands.
Right.
Like, very much so love it.
Yes. That goes into the claiming thing, though. I feel like for me, it's like,
yeah.
I like, you know what I love? I love the over the shoulder and then the hand holding over the shoulder. I think that's so cute.
Yeah, every guy I've been with does the over the shoulder because I'm short.
Yes.
I want to do some hand holding though.
You want some hand holding like that?
I don't mind this. It just makes me feel more like I'm fine with that. I like it, but I do love hand holding more.
Yeah.
Because when you do this, it's a bit harder to walk.
Yes.
Especially because I'm shorter.
It is hard.
So it's now your step and my step. Whereas this is not hard to hold a hand and walk.
Is there any type of tradition that you don't find attractive? Or that you don't like particularly?
Not that I could think of. Is there something that you can think of?
Or like, I mean, I don't like a guy who expects me to do certain things because of my gender.
Oh.
I don't like when a guy like expects. I really hate when guys are like, "You don't cook," because
Oh my god! Like, no, I claim that because I don't like cooking, nor do I. But it's like, I was with someone and he was like, "Oh, you don't cook? My girl cooks." Yada yada yada. I was like, "Am I being provided for?" Like, if you want to be fully traditional, then you go ahead and provide everything. Yeah. Then I'm home to cook and clean 24/7. But if that's not happening, we're not doing that traditional role. Then do not expect me to cook. And I do like cleaning. I do like to clean, and I am a very clean person, so that I don't mind. Cooking is just not my thing. I don't like doing it, and so that's not my traditional role. Yeah. But yeah, no. So if that, I think that goes with like the partner you're going to be with. If you want a traditional relationship, then you need to be able to, do the same thing.
Would you like men cooking for you?
Oh, yeah. I would. So I think in general, I would want my husband to be the cook, or we hire a cook. Yes. Because I will definitely try. I have tried with boyfriends.
Yeah, I can prepare things.
Yeah. Is it amazing? No. Right. And nor do I enjoy it. But if we have it, like, if he likes to cook, by all means, I would much rather him cook. Or if he's like, not me, like, then let's hire a cook if you're fine with it.
But you know what else stresses me out sometimes? It's like, I'm not a great cook. I really wish I was a good cook.
I don't. I wish I liked it.
I wish I liked it, yeah. I wish it brought me more joy. It doesn't bring me joy.
Same.
But it'd be nice to prepare things for people. I always think it'd be like nice to do that.
I just go buy it.
Right. But when I do things and I get a bit nervous, I'm like, oh, I don't know how it's gonna turn out. Yeah. And it's really stressful. Like, I remember cooking for the last guy I was seeing, and I'd be like, do you like it?
Oh yeah.
And he was really honest. It's really stressful already cooking.
It is.
And then for being like, oh, is it like okay? I hate that. It felt I just
it's like a judging aspect for on something that you already are insecure about essentially.
Exactly. That's a tradition where I'm like, no, I don't like, and I also don't like that narrative and like, oh, you can't cook.
Oh, I know, but that's everywhere all the time. Yeah. But like even now, if any guy says that, I'm like, no. Can you? Oh, you can't either. Great. So like I really own it now. Yeah. I think before I was like, no, but now I'm like, yeah, no, I don't, and I don't like it. Nothing about it. It's just not for me. No. If that's the type of woman you want, then I'm not that person, and that's totally fine. And by all means, I think there's levels. I was definitely talking about of a partner. So you have the dating level, then you have the relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend level, then you have the fiance level, then you have the marriage level. Right. I think us women sometimes have a hard time knowing how we act in each level. Yes. Right? Yes. But I think that goes with my level. Like the cooking, in the girlfriend role, I will maybe do it every so often. Right. But I will try way harder if I'm married. Yes. To do that way more often. Yeah. Because then I got a husband to do so for. Yeah. And then I might have the kids to do so for. I think that one I know is very defined with me in that sense. Like I know I will do more when it's my husband. But why am I doing a wife situation when I'm at a girlfriend level? Right. And then you're looking at me when you're not being a boyfriend. You're not being a husband level. So why should I be a wife level to a boyfriend? You know? Yeah. So, or even someone that you're just talking to. Yeah. So I think a lot of us women are getting better at that, but need to do better at those, like defining those different levels. Right. So reclaiming that narrative, what are traits that are like, okay, you need to have? Do you want me to get my list out? I have a list in my phone of what I want in a man.
Okay, and do you think does that help you?
Yes and no. I'm very picky for the most part.
Yeah.
But then once a certain amount of time or once like a claiming has passed by, I think I kind of like have let those boundaries go because no one is going to be perfect. So I totally know that. I think I've just recently done did the list.
Yes.
So I haven't fully put it to work.
What's on it?
It's a long list.
Long list? Okay, but what are top?
Like, I don't know. Loyalty. I think that's everyone. Loyalty, faithfully,
Trust, man. Vulnerability.
I think like I've learned like I like being able to tell you something and not feeling judged for it.
Yes.
Which is vulnerability, right? But then being able to go even deeper.
But it's also trusting. Trusting
essentially it's trust.
Exactly. Yeah. I think there's no better feeling than knowing that you can tell someone something.
Right?
It's just so, and there's no worse feeling than, there's no worse feeling than being like, I don't know, or being I shouldn't have said that, or I gotta hide this.
Right.
You know what I mean? I talk a lot about this, but about accountability and how like dating, the privatization of dating and dating being so like secretive now because of dating apps. Like I could have like 7 relationships right now and you had no idea.
Right.
I talk about this a lot, but it's kind of like that thing of you have people in your life so you can bounce things off.
Right.
And so you can be like held accountable for your actions. Mm-hmm. Right. And I feel like even like today, like telling you about like what happened last night, I was like, I was a bit nervous.
I could tell.
It's also accountability.
But even when I was having bathroom problems, women problems, not bathroom. Yeah. That was still like I was like, I could deal with this on my own, but
I just feel like it's easier. I always am like that. I love if you got stomach problems, if you got anything, it's like better to tell someone so they know. Yeah. Okay, we got to move like this now.
Exactly.
I think like ultimate trust. Mm-hmm. I always think for me looks like somebody who I can be like, my stomach hurts really bad.
Yeah.
Or like, and because I feel like that's always something where I'm really insecure about because I have IBS.
Right, you do have that.
So my stomach is always in pain.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm not on a guy level. I don't think I've ever found anyone where I'm like really be like, he's gonna find me disgustingly repulsive after I tell him. That's ultimate trust.
I've pretty much gotten to that level.
Yeah.
For the most part, where like I don't talk about it, but I'd be like, oh my gosh, I gotta,
yeah, it's gotta go time. Yeah.
Even like came into the bathroom with me, like,
oh really?
One time. I was like, well, I did say get out.
Yeah.
And vice versa, and then I did to him.
Right.
And he told me get out. And so it was a game at that point. But at that moment, we both were like, wow, we're really comfortable with each other. Yeah.
Because that's the beautiful thing.
Yeah. I still, though, my mom has told me before, like, you still need some little bit of secrecy in like, your partnership.
Right.
A little bit.
But, like,
not secrecy.
What things?
That's not the word. Like, keep them guessed. Like, keep it, I don't know what the word, it wasn't secrecy, but, like, a little bit like a keep it.
Yeah.
Like, keep them guessed. I don't remember. I'd have to ask her again.
Because I don't know if there's any secrets that I would like to have.
Not secrets.
But like
not keeping things, like, to yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
Like you tell them about this bathroom, but
I
don't go into detail.
Like, you detail.
I mean, like things like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and there's certain things that I don't need to know.
No.
Like, yeah.
I don't know, like what?
I don't like when guys talk about those conversations that they have with other guys sometimes, like they being like explicit or being like.
Oh, or actually, like, that makes me feel like they're open with me. I enjoy that.
There's certain conversations where I'm like, didn't need to know that. Or like, I'm trying to think of an example.
Because my examples like that I think of, like I would be like, oh, I enjoy hearing that.
Right.
Enjoy like
inside scoop.
Yeah, I enjoy hearing the inside scoop or feeling like you feel comfortable to tell me like that type of stuff.
Right.
That you and your boys talk about.
Right. Yeah.
There's certain things you don't need to know everything. Although I feel like I want to know everything.
I want to know everything, but then I'm also like, I'm like, I didn't need to know that. Like, I always ask about past girls, and I'm like, I don't know why. Like, why?
I like to. I mean, I'm fine with talking about, but I don't need to go in depth.
But I think it's the trust thing.
Yeah.
Because like, I feel like I've never been in something where I'm like, I fully trust them. I always feel like there's something's gonna happen, or they've just not proven that they're trustworthy. Like, with the last guy,
Yeah.
I remember everything would just be like, oh my god, oh, you like her.
Yeah, but that all makes sense because of like what has already happened.
Yeah.
What why would I and no trust.
Mhm.
Like you know, I think I want to know to a certain extent, but I don't need to know a detailed situation.
Exactly. But I just need to know that it's not an issue or it's not like it's not a thing.
Or like it's an example of like, okay, is this how you handle it with her before? Because now how are you going to handle it with me now?
Yes.
So that it's like, is this a pattern? You know, it's a helpful thing.
Okay.
Sometimes.
What about this? Okay. Do you like when they tell you about someone who's flirting with them or who likes them or who try to do something like that?
So I think there's an extent to that because to me, I find that an insecurity. If you have to keep telling me that a girl is coming up to you, this person trying to get your number, yada yada, to me that's an insecurity because I have guys flocking to me 24/7. Do I need to tell you? That's no. Why do you need to know that?
You don't need to know that.
That is so. When a guy does that to me, that's an insecurity.
Yeah.
If you have that one saying, if you have it, you don't need to tell anyone. Like you're that great, you're either that attractive, that successful, that rich, that whatever the case may be, that you don't have to talk about it.
Right.
Your presence shows it in general.
Yeah.
So to me, when someone says that, it's an insecurity.
Right.
Every so often, like I'm like, there was a story, right?
Okay.
That I was telling him. And I was like, it involves someone flirting with me.
Right.
But this guy that flirted with me was my close friend's ex.
Oh.
I didn't know that it was her ex at the time because I didn't know like what he looked like, etc. Yeah. They didn't date for very long. I just knew about him and he was a very bad guy.
Oh.
But I went out. Funny enough, she was supposed to come with me. She ended up not coming and I went with my guy friends and he approached me. He told me his name and I was like, weird.
Yeah.
Ironic. And then we talked a little bit, but I wasn't talking like that. He kept following me. And I was with my guy friend and this other girl. And I was like, no, I have a boyfriend. And then he kept trying. And he was being very toxic. He's like, well, fuck your boyfriend. Da-da-da-da. Your boyfriend's not better than me. And he was going ham and ham and ham. Like,
wait, that's so disgusting.
Isn't that disgusting? So he was going on and on and on. And I was like, no, da-da-da. And then finally, he like, was gonna leave me alone. And mind you, my guy friend was here, and my girlfriend was here, and he was here. Still kept just egging on, and I had said it multiple, So anyway, very disgusting, right? Then he's like, well, just in case, here's my business card. I'm a lawyer. And then I was like, lawyer. Then it dawned on me that it was him. I was like, oh, I know you.
Oh my
You're
God.
my friend's ex-boyfriend. I'm like, oh, and he's like, who. Anyway, long story short, I said that.
Who.
And I was like, her name is blah. He's like, oh, well, where does she live? I said, no, you know who. Anyway, he was very toxic, very gross, all that, right?
Yeah.
Needless to say, I told him this story that involved a guy flirting with me, but it was because of my friend. Yes. So that's like.
That's different. That's the whole story.
Exactly.
Yeah. But like, I don't like oh, I was at the shoe store and she got my number and blah blah blah. Like, it's like, oh, disgusting.
First of all, why'd you give her my number? Your
number.
I know. I mean, I guess it was business or whatever.
He told me that this girl like he ordered something online, picked it up. This girl took his number from the order.
Oh.
And messaged him.
Oh wow,
which is like.
I mean,
I called the manager.
Honestly, like sometimes you gotta shoot your shot, so I'm not mad at her.
No, I mean that's illegal.
Sometimes it works a lot. I've heard love stories like that. I'm not mad at her because you shoot your shot.
Right.
But it's
the way that they react.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
It's like
sometimes
men are like too like you would never assume that they're in a relationship by the way they act.
Both
women.
Men
and women.
Both.
Yeah, you're right.
It. So I think needless to say. In that sense, I think that's an insecurity to have to tell someone that women are flocking at you, men are flocking at you. There's no need. Yeah, it's just insecurity.
I agree.
Well, we've been talking for hours.
And I love you, best friend. I love you so much. Oh my God, thank you so much for coming out here.
Thanks for having me.
I love you.
I love you.
People can find you on Instagram.
Yes.
Do you have anything exciting that you want to plug or that you're working on. I mean, we don't know when it's coming out, but
yeah, exactly. Who knows what's gonna be happening?
Yeah, Instagram, Sophina the Diva.
Yeah, follow me on Instagram at Sophina the Diva and TikTok Sophina the Diva, and then you'll find things that are coming up. You know,
all the things, all the best things. I love you so much.
I love you too.
Okay, we're gonna go out for drinks. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.